Welcome to the Brotherhood and Sisterhood Gender-Based Violence Conference for 2020. This program is spearheaded by Multichoice and its partners as they strive to be at the forefront of various women empowerment initiatives in Africa. The Brotherhood and Sisterhood Gender-Based Violence Conference looks at the critical challenge that is impacting most women in Africa, gender-based violence, and aims to empower men and women with real solutions to prevent and deal with the scourge of GBV in the workplace and in society as a whole. The event will include a number of prestigious speakers from all around the world who will break down the societal impact of GBV and its rise, especially during the COVID-19 period. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Okay, perfect. I'll just do the first line. Okay, cool. Can I go? Welcome to the Brotherhood and Sisterhood Gender-Based Violence Conference for 2020. This program is spearheaded by Multichoice and its partners as they strive to be at the forefront of various women empowerment initiatives in Africa. The Brotherhood and Sisterhood Gender-Based Violence Conference looks at the critical challenge that is impacting most women in Africa, gender-based violence, to empower those men and women who are joining us today with real solutions to prevent and deal with the scourge of gender-based violence in the workplace and society as a whole. The event will include prestigious speakers from all around the world who will break down the societal impact of GBV and its rise, especially during the COVID-19 period. Coming up and starting off with a plenary session that starts now until 12 o'clock. And before we go into the contents of the rest of the day, I would love to hand over to Mr. Calvo Mawela, the Group CEO of MultiChoice. He was previously the CEO of MultiChoice South Africa after holding office as the head of stakeholder and regulatory affairs and the executive in the chair's office. He previously also held positions as an engineer at Centec and a broadcasting spectrum manager at ICASA. He has also served in a number of ministerial advisory task teams, including the Digital Migration Working Group and the Digital Zonga and the ICT Policy Review Panel. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering from the University of KZN. Welcome, Mr. Calvo Mawela, and thank you for spearheading and allowing and enabling this conference. Okay. Calvo, thank you so much. Once again, I cannot express our gratitude for enabling this program and the hard work that went behind it. Now, moving on to our plenary session, as I've mentioned earlier, we have a number of amazing speakers from across the continent. I will touch very lightly on the first three that will be addressing us, starting off with the Honorable Miss Graça Machel, founder of the Graça Machel Trust. Graça Machel is a leading social and political activist, renowned international advocate for women and child's rights, and also a champion for decades for the increased literacy and access to education and greater assistance for community development. Coming afterwards is Justice Leona Theron, a Constitutional Court judge. Justice Theron was appointed as a judge of the High Court of South Africa, and at the age of 32, she was then the youngest judge in the country and the first black female to be appointed. Okay, we can stop with Graça. That's a good idea. Calvo, once again, thank you so much for enabling this amazing conference and actually for running ahead of all corporates in standing in the place for women and men in the fight against gender-based violence. I'd love to introduce our very first honorable speaker, Ms. Graça Machel, the founder of the Graça Machel Trust. She has been a leading social and political activist for decades, renowned for her work in international advocacy for women and children's rights, and a champion for increased literacy and access to education and greater assistance for community development. I shan't say more, but allow her to come on board and share with us her own experience and journey on gender-based violence. I've got two questions, Ms. Grassa, that I would really love to pose to you. The very first one is, what do you think is the call for action for all of us that we need to be committed to in order to come back and see a notable difference in gender-based violence? And also, one more question from our audience is asking blah, 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 blah. What are your thoughts on this? Thank you once again to Ms. Grassa Marcel. Now, I'd love to introduce to you the next speakers on our plenary session, starting off with Justice Leona Theron, a Constitutional Court judge. In 1999, she was appointed as a judge of the High Court of South Africa, which at the tender age of 32, she was then the youngest judge in the country and the first black female judge to be appointed in the province. Later, she was appointed to the Supreme Court of Appeal, and since 2017 has served as a judge on the Constitutional Court of South Africa, which is the highest court in the country. After Justice Leona Theron, we are going to hear from Ms. Nardos Begele Thomas, who's a resident coordinator working at the United Nations. She holds a master's degree in I don't want to do qualifications, sorry. She was previously the Senior Director of the Office of the Secretary General and also served as the UN Resident Coordinator and UNDP Resident Representative in the Republic of Kenya and Republic of Benin. Her interests are in human development anchored by the principles of economic, social, and political rights for all. Thereafter, we have Ms. Nolita Fakude, who's a board member and vice president of yellow. On everyone. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Justice Leona. An honor to have listened to you. Now let's over now to Ms. Nardos Begele Thomas, the resident. Do I have an opportunity to say one or two lines, or must I just say over to now? Okay. Okay, so over to Ms. Nardos Begele Thomas, resident coordinator working at the United Nations. Ms. Begele Thomas's interests include promotion of human development anchored on the principles of economic, social, and political rights for all. Do you think that that's enough, or can I say one more line about a person? So I'm aiming at 2 lines so far. What do you think? Okay. So over to Ms. Nardos Begele Thomas, resident coordinator at the United Nations. Previously, she was the senior director of the Office of the Secretary General. She also served as the UN resident coordinator and UNDP resident representative in the Republic of Kenya and Republic of Benin. Her interests include promotion of human development anchored on the principles of economic, social, and political rights for all. Over to you, Ms. Nardos Begele Thomas. Okay. Over to Ms. Begele Thomas. Ms. Begele Thomas, thank you so much. We are right on time, and I hope to take some questions later, but for now, need to move on to Ms. Nolita Fakude, board member and vice president working at IWFSA. She is currently the chairman of Anglo American's Management Board, South Africa, as well as a group director of Anglo American PLC. Nolita brings to Anglo American significant management experience gained in various functional leadership roles across the oil, energy, chemicals, and financial services and retail industry. Over to you, Ms. Nolita Fakude. No. What you talking about? No, I've got a lot more speakers here. Oh, are we jumping all the others because they're boring? All right, you fast forwarding. Thank you. Okay, perfect. So then you are doing another video and then me. I'm talking too loud probably. What are you doing? After Nolita? Or after the last one? After yeah? What an amazing thing. Yeah? All right. And thank you so much to all our amazing speakers. And after all the questions and that you've answered for me, Dr. Matlela Pule and Dr. Klale Nathan, we now move on and prepare ourselves for the brotherhood and sisterhood session. Is that what I say? It's been an amazing plenary session. Going forward, please join us in the brotherhood session, the sisterhood session, or the youth session. And these are led by Commissioner Mbuyiselo Botha, heading up the brotherhood session, the sisterhood session led by Ms. Ayanda Ngubane Boroto, and the youth session led by goodness knows who. Join us and we'll see you shortly again on the main program. For 2020. This program is spearheaded by Multichoice and its partners as they strive to be at the forefront of various women empowerment initiatives in Africa. The Brotherhood and Sisterhood Gender-Based Violence Conference looks at the critical challenge that is impacting women in Africa, gender-based violence, and aims to empower men and women with real solutions to prevent and deal with the scourge of GBV in the workplace and society as a whole. The event will include prestigious speakers from all around the world who will break down the societal impact of GBV and its rise, especially during the COVID-19 period. Our very first speaker to welcome you on board is Mr. Calvo Mawela, Group CEO of Multichoice. Calvo Mawela, the current CEO of Multichoice, was previously the CEO of Multichoice South Africa after holding office as the head of stakeholder and regulatory affairs and the executive in the chair's office. He previously held positions as an engineer at Sentech and a broadcasting spectrum manager at ICASA. I want to thank you, Calvo, for the energy and effort and commitment you've put behind empowering men and women to fight the scourge of gender-based violence. Over to you. But then what do I say about him? He was an engineer at Centec. No. But this is so true, right? This is so true. So, like, no, I'm saying it because he was literally a technician. Oh. No. What it's saying is that he's the current CEO of Multichoice, but previously he was CEO of Multichoice South Africa. He's now CEO of Multichoice. They've got different CEOs. They've got CEO Ghana, CEO South Africa, CEO Namibia, Kenya, etc. He's now the head honcho of the honchos. But there's another honcho above him who's the real CEO of the group. Then there's him of Multichoice. Yeah. It vary. There are so many CEOs. There must be at least 80. Yes, now that is the CEO. That is a real gold Makoya. I hear what you're saying, but I mean, you know what? If anybody's confused, that's their problem. Thank you so much, Calvo. Well, we're about to start and get into our amazing lineup of speakers as part of our plenary sessions. This session ends at 12 o'clock, and thereafter we split into either joining the brotherhood session, the sisterhood session, or the youth session. So stay tuned for those sessions after 12. But for now, I would love to hand over to Ms. Graça Marcel, our honorable first speaker. She's the founder of the Graça Marcel Trust. And Graça Marcel is a leading social and political activist, renowned international advocate for women and children's rights, and a champion for decades for increased literacy and access to education and greater assistance for community development. I will be editing these. Ms. Graça Marcel, over to you. Honored to have had you share such words of wisdom and deep, deep thoughts and insights to your own and your daughter's journey, if you mention her. Moving on to Justice Leona Theron, a Constitutional Court judge. In 1999, she was appointed as a judge of the High Court of South Africa at the age of 32, was then the youngest judge in the country, best black female, to be appointed in her province, blah, 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 the highest court in the country. Over to you, Justice Leona Theron. Thank you, Justice Leon. Nardos Bekele. Yes. So we might have 3 questions. I'll ask the question and ask the question. And what do you believe is the call to action? Blah, 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 blah. Thank you so much. It has been 4 hours of deep insights that I hope we all are walking away with a true, owned self, whatever, call to action. I must use the call to action a lot for Janine. And then say, coming up next, join us for one of our panels. Choose the one that suits you the best, the brotherhood session, the sisterhood session, or the youth session, whichever one calls you, whatever. When do I thank our sponsors, you think? I would love to thank our sponsors who are on board with us today. Right at the end. You don't think I should mention them earlier? I can try, yeah. Okay, let me try and see if I can remember them beginning and end. Yeah, I can't remember, or I can't see all of them, but yeah. Okay, cool. All right, Brooke, see you again after an hour back here on the main program for our closing remarks. From me, Zanella Morrison. See you later. Okay. Do we have a better chair? I've already got a backache. Ugh. You
need a slide with the sponsors.
I've got them there. I just can't see them. Just growing. But no, that's fine. That's fine. Growing up with other, I'll see them. Okay. And yeah. No, they're good. They're here. No, I'm pretty comfortable. I've just got to do a lot of editing so I don't talk so much about the speakers. I'm pretty comfortable. I like the idea of going in between every one of them. I'm just worried about, no, I'm not worried because I'm here, right? It'll connect. I won't have a problem. No, I'm happy. Oh, Miss Bagetta Thomas, over to you. That's what I'll say. UNICEF for Every Child, Sickle of Lift, NACCW, I don't know what that stands for, Growing Without a Father Foundation, GovChat, CMS, Low Tax. What is that South Africa thing? Is it Proudly South Africa? Can you read that thing there? Is it Proudly South Africa?
That one?
Yeah.
No, it's just South Africa inspiring new ways.
I think that's Proudly SA, right? Or is it Brand SA? I don't know. Okay.
It looks like Brand SA, hey?
Goodness knows, right? Okay, cool. It'll be a bugger up if I mention the wrong
How's
one.
that heighting?
That height is perfect. I mean, how does it look
Yeah.
from a camera point of view?
Oh, looks good to me.
Brotherhood session at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Join us again. Join us at 1 o'clock. Should I move my Commissioner Mbuyiselo Botha? Should I move my eye line? Panel of Sisterhood led by Miss Ayanda Ngubane. Led by Miss Ayanda Ngubane Borotso.
Doesn't bother me seeing you do that a little bit.
Doesn't.
I can maybe get something to try and get that up a little.
You could, and then I would never have
Let me
to.
see.
Then I can be consistent. Then I probably will have sexy eyes, which is also great. I can have sexy eyes. Oy vey. Sorry. I always do that. Damn straight up.